right, so I'm going to be demonstrating one of our new Harvest of the Month leafy green recipes for the month of June. And this one is called Old Orchard Beach School's Greek Salad. So we get this one from Old Orchard Beach here in southern Maine and from healthyschoolrecipes.com. And this is a really fun one because it basically involves just putting a bunch of prepared vegetables together and then making a really delicious homemade Greek dressing. So this one you could either assemble and have your students come and just get maybe like in a clamshell all ready to go, or you could have a whole salad bar dedicated to all the components of this Greek salad and let them kind of pick and choose combination of ingredients that they want. So right now I've got our potatoes cooking in the oven. I just diced up some red potatoes. You can either boil them, steam them, or I'm baking them because the oven was already on, and I think baked potatoes are really nice when they get crispy. So I'm going to start with our Greek dressing. You can also use a pre-made Greek dressing if you have access to that, but it's pretty simple to just sort of throw it together. So I'm going to demonstrate that. And the first thing, I'm going to take some olive oil, half a cup here. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And this is just kind of like a classic vinaigrette that I'm making. So you've got the oil, you've got the acidity from the vinegar. You could also use lemon juice. And then ground mustard is often in these vinaigrettes. And basically what the ground mustard is doing is it acts as an emulsifier. So when you're mixing the oil and the vinegar that want to stay separate together, a little bit of ground mustard will actually help those two ingredients stay emulsified and stay together in one liquid. So we've just got a small amount of ground mustard to add. You could also do regular, like liquid mustard if you want, if you don't have the ground mustard. And then we've got some salt. Some garlic powder. And then I'm using some dried oregano, but you can also use fresh. Just remember that if you're using fresh, you're going to use a larger amount. So a teaspoon of dried oregano. That's kind of what makes it the Greek. Greek food has a lot of oregano in it. And now I'm just going to mix this up. And if you want to really blend it and really take advantage of that ground mustard, you could put it in a blender. You could use an immersion blender, and it'll kind of thicken nicely, and it won't separate as quickly. It will separate eventually. It's a vinaigrette. So this is something you either serve with a ladle on the salad bar, or you put into little plastic portion cups. But it's truly so simple, and that's just kind of your standard Greek salad dressing. So I'm going to check on the potatoes in the oven, and when I come back, I'm going to show you how to assemble this really delicious Greek salad. All right, so now I'm going to finish up the Old Orchard Beach Greek salad. And with the potatoes that I roasted in the oven, I basically made a roasted potato salad here. So it would look a little bit more like a traditional potato salad if we had boiled them. But I just tossed those potatoes after they had cooled with some chopped green onion, a little bit of mayonnaise, salt and pepper, nothing too fancy. I want that to sit in the fridge for about an hour so it kind of, all those flavors meld together. But now we're just assembling. So I've got our cleaned baby romaine lettuce. I'm just going to put that on a plate. This is something on a plate, on a tray, all of these components on a salad bar, in a clamshell to go. You can kind of do whatever you want with it, which I really like. And I think just visually it looks pretty to kind of keep the ingredients separate. Plus it's a little bit more fun to eat that way. So I'm just going to put some diced tomatoes. These are from Backyard Farms, which is a really cool Maine company that they grow tomatoes year-round in giant greenhouses. We've got some green pepper, some cucumber sticks, some eggs that I cooked up here, like that. Some of our potato salad. Some nice chopped green onions. And then we've just got our salad dressing here that we made ahead of time. Give it a nice mix before you portion it. And if you're portioning into a bunch of little containers, make sure that you're constantly sort of stirring it so nobody's getting just a little container of oil. You're getting all that nice seasoning. All right. And that is almost it. I want to add a couple Kalamata olives. You could also use black olives if you have some of those. And then, maybe if you're serving this to high school students, they might be a little bit more into these. They have a nice little bite, the pepperoncinis. So I'm just going to put a couple of those. And that is our Old Orchard Beach Greek salad.